The school ultimately decided to terminate the F-1 student status because the student illegally worked. Even though it was a misunderstanding for 1 day, the professor referred the student to do this research project on campus employment, but it wasn't supposed to be paid. They issued the payment. The student didn't take it, returned it, and immediately reported to the school, but still the school decided to terminate the student status. This story is about how we were able to get her back into the United States and just restart her entire F1 career. This was a nightmare situation.
Here's Johnny!
She was a PhD student. This is just one big misunderstanding. And it's so sad that she had to go through such a big ordeal just to be a student again. If anybody knows the pains of international student, I hope this story will really clearly show just one aspect of it. Let's go. Hi everyone, my name is Joseph. I'm the managing partner here at Tsang and Associates, where we solve legal problems with creative solutions. So the legal problem is, as an international student, your authorization to work is extremely regulated and limited. If you work even for 1 day, even for like a couple dollars, okay, your entire status could be terminated. This client didn't even take the payment, right? That's how ridiculous it is. And she was referred to do it by a professor. She was trusting authority to do this. Yet the school cannot overlook this issue. They are obligated under law to report it to USCIS. That's their role. You might say, okay, well, can't you just restart it? Can't you just check a box, fill out a form, get it resolved in a couple hours, pay a fine, you know, there's surely there's got to be a way to correct this. Well, there's 3 solutions. One, you file a formal reinstatement, pay a couple $100s, file it, you wait 1.5 years, and you have to be going to school still, you have to be living in the US, you have to prove that you're not going to illegally work. That's a terrible solution, and then maybe USCIS will decide in your favor that this was a mistake and reinstate you. So that's one solution, not a great one. Second, you go back to your home country. For some people, that's across the world, and then book an appointment with the consulate, which sometimes could take a month to a year. The third solution, and this solution only applies to a few people, in this case, she's lucky enough to qualify for it, is if her passport is still valid, if her visa is still valid. Luckily, her visa was still valid, even though she's already been in here in the US studying for 4 years in the PhD program. So luckily, her visa was still valid. All 3 are terrible, difficult situations, especially because there's no guarantee any of them is going to work. She had to fly from New York all the way to San Diego. We had to go down, talk to the officer, and get her back in. She's terrified. Her family is terrified. We went down, we explained everything, and the officer said, okay, and she was able to get back in. It was a big ordeal. It was very stressful. It took all morning, all afternoon, but at least in this situation, she was able to get this dramatic nightmare fixed in 1 day. I'm glad our team was able to help her. I'm glad her family is happy. I'm glad everything is fine now. If you have any questions about F1 reinstatement, about F1 issues, feel free to give us a call. We'll try to help you as much as we can during the consultation and give you kind of these guidance on what is best to do. Take care. Bye-bye.